Yo, what's everyone saying, man? Listen, this feels crazy, you know. I've not done a live in a hot minute, man. I've not done one in ages. Big up to everyone, yeah. Listen, it's been over a year since I've been live. But there's so much, yeah. There's actually so much that I want to talk about. Even though days have been past, the Ten Hag interview, the flipping Palace game, the preview on that. But I want to specifically touch. I want to touch on the Ten Hag interview and just give my thoughts on it real quick, because you know, I'm not gonna let this guy waffle his way and make excuses, because I've seen the interview. I've even seen the comments as well. The amount of people, the amount of people that were talking on the interview. Oh, give him this, give him that. Like, it's crazy. It rattled me so much. So yeah, big up everyone for joining in it. If anyone's here, make sure you like the video. It's my first stream in about, I don't know how many years, by the way. I don't know how many. But yeah, man. So yeah, Tenag is everyone saw the interview. He's talking about how, I've got injuries. I wanted this player, I wanted that player. And Gary Neville as well. He's another one. He waffled throughout his whole way. He didn't challenge him on anything. He literally barely challenged him. Like, there were so many questions I wanted to ask, that I wanted him to ask, but he just never did. And when he did try to ask him, he was too shook. He was too scared. He literally, like, Ten Hag, with his like throughout the whole time, Gary Neville literally had to finish off some of the answers for him, because Ten Hag was trying to help Ten Hag out. So the whole thing seems a bit weird, man. Like, the whole thing is crazy. Like, I genuinely don't get it. Like, I don't get what the point was. Was it just to make excuses for Ineos? Yo, Ineos, come give me time. I've got this to work with. And yeah, man, like, I'm not feeling this interview. I'll be very honest. I don't rate it at all. Like, he's just nothing he said was honest. There was nothing to really take from it, which is what confused me. I've seen so many United fans saying, "Raw, big up the manager. Wow, look at Ten Hag. Yeah, look at how much he has to work with. Like, cry me a flipping river, mate. Like, what is this? What is this whole pity party about? Oh, he has to deal with this and he has to deal with that. Like, generally, yeah, it's actually all excuses. It's all excuses." And we're going to break down everything, yeah? I want to break it down, proper break it down what he said. So I'm going to start sharing this screen, yeah? I'm going to share this screen. And, because what's it called? I'm not having it, man. I'm genuinely not having it. Not having it. Wait, is it this? Share screen. What the hell am I doing? What the hell is going on here? Yeah. Listen. This is taking hold on. Stop screen. But yeah, like, I'm not buying this. So I'm generally not buying it. Wait, where's the yeah, here it is. There we are. So look what he's saying. He's basically saying, yeah, I think to have what did Gary Neville say? This pleb. I think to have another year with Ten Hag under a stable environment would hopefully mean the club can be successful under the same manager. The fan sentiment that they want him to stay. Wow. The fan base don't know anything. So what the hell why should they have a say? The fan base deserves like, what's this about? What's Gary Neville waffling about? Like, I'm telling you, man, this guy is a waffler. Like, I genuinely don't get it. The guy Ten Hag literally came in and said, I wouldn't have joined this club if I didn't have power in transfers, and I wouldn't have joined it if there was no structure. So this whole structure BS is just to make another excuse. It's a lie. It's genuinely a lie. So I don't get what Gary Neville is trying to. Gary Neville is basically trying to give him excuses to try and give the fan base more of a reason or why to keep him. Like there's so many reasons not to keep him. Do you get what I'm saying? Big man like Zayn, you know. When's the biggest United fan channel? Wait, when the biggest United fan channel is Ten Hag, and Neville ain't wrong, bro. I'm telling you, yeah, that channel is that United channel, yeah, that is full of flipping nonsense. You know, the United stand. Like, let me not even get started on that. But Zayn, can everyone hear me perfectly fine? Yeah, everyone can hear me fine. Is the sound calm? But yeah. Like, you know what it is? You know what it is? You know why I don't buy into this interview, yeah? He was literally asked about the style of play, and then he literally hesitated for so long. He hesitated. He literally... The guy don't... I'm just watching it, yeah? And I know English ain't his first language, but why does it take him such a long time to construct a sentence together? Like, genuinely. Yeah, but Mike sounds a bit funny. Does it actually? Does it actually sound funny? Still. Come on, bro. This mic is... Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Nah, the mic should be calm now, yeah? Is the mic calm? But yeah, like, I actually want to show people this here. Let me show something. I want to show something. Yeah, because this is... Look at this. Hold on. This is what I want to show. Share screen. This is what I don't get. This is what I don't get. So, all of the United fans that were talking about, like, oh, he doesn't. It's the board's fault. It's the board's fault. It's the board's fault. It's that's another thing that I don't get. Chelsea could overtake you lot, and them man being 10th all season. But that's embarrassing as well. That's embarrassing. But you know what it is, then? They'll blame it on injuries instead of the manager. They'll blame it on injuries. The reason why I don't buy this injury nonsense here, and why I don't blame the board, is because look at this. Before Ten Hag took the job, he literally said, yeah, I wouldn't have taken it if I didn't have control. Therefore, he has a say in transfers. So all the players that these guys are complaining about, they'll say it's the player's fault. It's the player's fault. Anthony's not good enough. Who else? This player's not good enough. They scapegoated Onana for a little bit. Onana was getting it as well. Casemiro was the new scapegoat. So, like, you know, it's they're very predictable, man, because this is the team that Ten Hag bought. This is the team that he wants. So I don't get it. I genuinely do not get it. Like, it makes no sense to me. But yeah, as for Chelsea, it's embarrassing how they can overtake us. They're having their worst season, yeah. And literally, people are still saying keep this manager. Like, it makes no sense. Palace ain't no joke with Elise and Eze and Glasner is bro. He's actually fully turned it around with Palace. He actually has. Like, Eze is a baller, Elise is a baller. I take them both at United and replace them with Bruno and what's his face and Anthony. Generally, 100%. But that's not going to happen, though, isn't it? Because the fan base likes dead players. They don't rate. They like the players that run around a lot. So, you know, Palace beat us 1-0 with a proper game plan. Yeah, we don't have a game plan, and that's the thing. So I just want to debunk this whole thing about Ten Hag. He literally Gary Neville talks about structure. Well, Ten Hag he's been given the most money post Ferguson. If you look at all the managers we've had, Oli, Van Gaal, Moyes, Rangnick. I mean, Rangnick doesn't really count. Mourinho. Ten Hag is actually the only guy that was given the most money. He's been also given like the most control as well in terms of who he has in who he wants. Because have you not noticed that how we're always linked with ex-Ajax players and ex-Dutch players? We was linked with El Ghazi. We was linked with Højbjerg because he managed them at Bayern Munich. We was linked with El Ghazi as well. He brought in Malacia. He brought in Anthony, Lissandro, Onana, Ericsson. So like it generally makes no sense to me on how on how they're backing it. You can go on El Ahwa and relax until tomorrow. No, 100%, bro. Now big up the El Ahwa. El Ahwa. It's such a sick show, and shout out to Hussam and everyone else. But now, man, I just wanted to talk about this in it. Like the interview, he doesn't actually address any of the problems. He just says about we wanted De Jong and we wanted this and we wanted that. Like I've just named you the players that he wanted. How can you say to the fan base, I can't play the Ajax style of play when you literally bought some of them at Manchester United? We've got enough good players in the team, like Kobe, like Dalot, like Ahmad. You had Sancho. Luke Shaw, even though I don't think he's that great, like even when he was fit, he could still do a job. Lissandro, ball-playing centre-back. You had Varane, Casemiro, Onana. You're telling me that team right there that I just named you ain't good enough to beat flipping Burnley convincingly? Like, are you having a laugh? We're getting outdone by Sander Berg out of everyone. Sander Berg and that. Like, what the hell? You're getting outdone by relegation teams. Like, that's crazy. At least Poch and Ange play their style of football despite getting slapped. But that's what I'm saying. That's why, with them, I low-key rate it because they don't go away from their philosophy. I wouldn't mind, for example, listen, I don't want to get slapped up here, but if he's playing the reason why we got him is because of the Ajax football. So if you're going away from that, then what's the point of keeping you? We literally brought you in to play that type of football, and now you've tried it. Last year you tried it. You shot yourself when you played against Brentford, and then you just played counter attack ever since. So it shows that he's got no he's got no flipping. He's supposed to flipping go by his principles. What happened to going by your principles? Why are you backing away? Jurgen Klopp didn't back away. Ange didn't back away. So there's many managers that play their football regardless whether they can do it or not. Because if you're playing good football, but you're losing, but you can still see like the patterns of play. Okay, we're passing the ball well, but this player keeps making this mistake. It means it's just a lack of quality. Once you replace the lack of quality with better players, then you will change them losses into wins. But with United, we're not winning games, and we're not playing good football, and we're getting injuries, and this manager is rubbish. So there's literally no point of keeping him. He's failing. My United mates are now saying might as well have kept Ollie. Listen, Ollie was dead, yeah, but the thing is with him, at least he could manage the players. At least they probably liked him more. He was probably way more likable. With Ten Hag, he just seems like an awkward guy to even watching his interview. It's very awkward, and like it's just I don't know, man. You can see a good example is Carlo Ancelotti as well. Look how he manages that Madrid team. He actually tells them like do what you want. But he plays into their strengths, just what he does with Jude Bellingham. Erik ten Hag is literally doing the complete opposite. He runs these players into the ground in training, which is why we keep getting injuries and muscle injuries as well. Now that Maguire is injured, we've only got one centre-back, Johnny Evans. That one centre-back against Palace, and I think Casemiro is going to play there. So with Ollie, he didn't win as a trophy. His football weren't great. But he had the right idea. He just couldn't execute it. He was the wrong guy. But he was likable. No one could fall out with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You couldn't have fallen out with him. If you did, then that's weird. Because every player loved him. The reason why it went, the only reason why it went backwards for him is because he just couldn't apply it into the team. He just couldn't. He wasn't the manager to do that. So like. I really enjoyed football under Oli, but this ain't it. Each time I watch a United game, it's worse than the previous match. But you know what it is, though? I understand what you're saying, Richard, yeah? But you got to understand, even under Oli, we weren't great. We still lost to Watford 4-1, lost to Liverpool 5-0, lost to City 2-0. We was losing games heavily under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Yeah, the football was a bit better, than Ten Hag. And the only time where I fully enjoyed United was his interim period. Do you get what I'm saying? But for me, I was massively Ollie out, and I still think it was the right decision. And I thought we was going to get in Ten Hag to play the Ajax way. Hence why he brought in his Ajax players or ex-players as well. Ericsson as well, who used to play there. Onana as well. Malacia, he didn't play for Ajax, but he played in that same league. So what's the point of bringing all these Dutch players and these Eredivisie players if you're not going to play them in the right way? What's the point? You're literally wasting money then. You just wasted money. The guy wasted his money on these players. You wasted money on Anthony. You wasted money on whoever just to play flipping counter-attack. I thought we wanted to move away from counter-attack. I mean, it's not even counter-attack we're playing. We're literally playing flipping one of the worst, probably the worst football in the whole Premier League. It's the worst football. It's literally so dead. It is so dead. Like, the team is horrible. So, let's move on, yeah? So, Gary Neville talks about structure. We've already debunked it. He has no issues with the structure. Ten Hag. He has a lot of control, a lot of say. So he's also been backed. He has been backed with a lot of players, right? And now there's this thing here that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the Frankie de Jong thing. Yeah, people are telling me, "Oh, but Ahmed, he didn't get Frankie de Jong. So how do you expect him to play his style if you wanted de Jong?" The first thing is, your system and the way you play football should not be dependent on one player. That makes no sense because you're going to rotate that player. You're going to rotate. There's going to be games where you're not going to be able to use him because of you don't want him to pick up injuries. So you're telling me if that player is not there, then your system just falls off on its arse because you don't have him. It's nonsense. It's not true. So, I don't know what they're trying to get out of this whole thing. I genuinely don't know. Like, Frankie de Jong literally came out and said this. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Genuinely, look at this. How is it United's fault if he did not want to join United? The guy literally refused to join Manchester United from Barcelona. He didn't want to leave Barca. So how is Ten Hag getting done by? How is Ten Hag? Like, I don't get it. Yeah, he wanted him, but sometimes in football and managers, they don't always get their first choice. So there's no point crying about it. There's literally no point crying about it. Oh, I didn't get this player, so I'm just gonna play this dead football because I didn't get this player or that player. He's not the only midfielder in the market that's available. Maybe it's hard to find a player of his qualities, fair enough, but you can get someone similar, not the same ability, but someone similar, bro. You can go scout someone in France. France have some gems. So all this excuse about Ten Hag not getting Frankie de Jong, the guy did not want to join Man United. End of. He didn't want to join. You can't force a player to come to a club if he didn't want to join. So, yeah. Like, at the end of the day, we went and got Casemiro. People were telling me that Casemiro, it's a club signing. Ten Hag didn't want him. Well, if you look at this Twitter as well, look at this. He literally came out and said, I wanted both Casemiro and Frankie de Jong. He literally wanted both of them. Wait, where's hold on, let me just get it up right now. Look at this. This is crazy. Hold on a minute. He was consistently saying no, but Erik ten Hag kept at it when he could have bought someone else. All the time we wasted with this Frankie de Jong saga, we could have got other players. We could have got Anthony on a cheap. Had we not persisted on this Frankie de Jong thing, who's to say that we wouldn't have signed Anthony for half the price, or maybe even more? I mean, even way less than 50 mil. Do you get what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Like, this is why I don't buy into the excuses, and that's why I am Ten Hag out. Generally. Look at this. Look at that. Ten Hag on the failed Frankie de Jong. The plan was to play Frankie de Jong and Casemiro, and they would have complemented each other. So that already debunks the myth that Casemiro was not wanted by Ten Hag. He actually wanted both players, but he couldn't get them because obviously Frankie was like, nah, I don't want to join United. He rejected us many times. So move on to the next. Move on to the next. This is the problem with United. We gave Ten Hag way too much power because he's going off players that he used to coach, which is fine, but it's good to change things up a bit. We shouldn't have given him that much power. Look at that, Casemiro. You're telling me, in order for you to play your style of football, you need to have like the best of the best in each position. Well, that's not how it works. What you should be doing, yeah, is the players that you've brought in, implement it, keep trying it, regardless of the result, until they get it right, drill it into their heads. You know what? I want you to play this way, that way, no matter what. Just like how Van Gaal did it. Van Gaal literally did the same thing. He was just there for less time, and he did it with worse players. So I'm not trying to buy this excuse about him not having the quality. Every manager can implement their style no matter what. It does. So you don't need Frankie de Jong or Casemiro to be able to flip and play pass and move, and to pass the ball properly, not to get bypassed. There's literally no structure in this United team. The whole players, every single player is all over the place. Any midfield we put in literally gets overrun and dominated. I feel sorry for Kobe Mainoo as well. Kobe, the guy has to play with this dire structure. He should be playing good football. The guy is amazing, and he is having to play this horrific style of play under this stupid manager. Like, it's stupid, man. So, like I said, Frankie de Jong, yeah, it was the plan. As we said many a times, he didn't want to join, move on to the next, but clearly Ten Hag was persistent. Casemiro, I do not believe, by the way, that Casemiro is finished. I don't think he's finished. Because how the hell can you go from being the best player last year? Hold on, let's read this comment. He didn't want both, but because he didn't want both because if he did, Casemiro would have went straight into the team. But Erik ten Hag neglected him in the first couple of games. I kind of feel like Cas was a last-minute club decision. I heard that, but look at this, bro. Look at this, Richard. He's literally coming out and saying that he wanted to play both. He wanted to play both, and obviously with Casemiro, like, it would have taken him time to get used to the whole Premier League and to the team. So I understand what you're trying to say. But yeah, I don't think it was a last minute. I don't know. I don't think it was. I mean, okay, even if it was last minute, so that means either there's two options. Either he's lying to us that he wanted Casemiro, because if it was a club signing, then how come he's saying this? Do you get what I'm saying? So he might be lying to us then, if that's the case. And if he is, I mean, it's not like he's not done it before. He's lied about so many people, injuries when they're not even injured. He's just fallen out with them. How many players that have come out as sick, but they're actually just truly injured? They're not really truly injured though, and they were never sick. Do you get what I'm saying? But yeah. And also, the guy was literally talking about Harry Kane. Harry Kane, he was making excuses about, I wanted Kane. Yeah, fine. That's fine, by the way. He would have guaranteed us goals, but he wouldn't be bagging goals the way he was for. He wouldn't be bagging goals like he is at Bayern Munich in this United setup. This United setup is not built for strikers. He's lied about a lot this season. I wouldn't put it past him. Exactly. But do you not agree, Richard, that this is another reason why we should get rid of him? He's lying. He can't coach. He can barely speak. His football's horrible to watch. He literally came out, I think it was the Burnley game, and said it was fun to play. It was fun to watch. Are you having a laugh? It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch for us to get battered, against relegation teams. It's crazy. Like, it's a disgrace, man. It's a disgrace, and I don't rate it. I genuinely do not rate what he's doing at all. He is such a disappointing of a manager. I had such high hopes for him, such high hopes, just for him to throw it all away because he got scared about just getting beat by Brentford 4-0 or whatever, or 4-1 or whatever the score was. So yeah, like the whole thing. The whole thing is a shambles. It's a disappointment. It's so disappointing. Like, the reason why we literally wanted him in the first place is because look at how fluid the football was at Ajax. And yeah, that the league is fine. The league is worse. But regardless, look at the Champions League against Madrid. Look at the Champions League. He literally destroyed Madrid in that game. Like, genuinely. He literally did. So I'm not buying it, man. I'm not buying it. There's also one thing where he was talking about. He was literally talking about the change of the back four. I want to actually get it up. He was talking about, like, where is it? He was literally talking about, I had to change my back line so many times. That's why we're conceding so many goals. Wrong. It's not true. It's actually not true. The reason why you're conceding goals is it's got nothing to do with the players that are injured. Because the first two games, look at this. Look at this as well. Look at this. Ten Hag, mate. You ain't fooling me, mate. You ain't fooling me. I'm not going to get brainwashed by flipping. I ain't getting brainwashed by his nonsense, just like these United fans. I'm telling you. The guy thought he could get away with it. Crazy. Look at this. Remember the Wolves game? The Wolves game. Yeah? We won this game 1-0. But forget about the scoreline. Because, we won. Brilliant. If you watch that game carefully, we could have lost easily. See the amount of chances that Wolves had in that game alone. They could have won that game. So we got lucky. We generally got lucky. It was a Varane. We scored in the 76th minute. Wan-Bissaka cross to Varane, tap in. It could have went either way. Onana was really good in that game as well. He made some good saves. And Wolves were literally like, bro, Lamina and Gomez, they were having a sick game. Our midfield was getting destroyed. And look at the back line. He talks about our back line is always injured. Well, when you had Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Lissandro, Luke Shaw, the back line that you're complaining about that you're missing, you still got battered. And I can show you another game as well. There's literally another game. Hold on. Let me get it up. Where's the other game that we literally, because it was only 2 games we had that same back line. It was against Spurs. Look at this. We played against Spurs with a similar back line. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, Ten Hag, man, you can't keep getting away with this, generally. How are these guys falling for it? Like, it makes no sense to me. Injuries, this, injuries, that. As if, like, we're the only team that's going through injuries. Every team goes through it. It's about adapting. There it is. Huh. We lost 2-0 in this game. 2-0. And look at the back line. Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Lissandro, Luke Shaw. And we got beat by Spurs. So what? You told Gary Neville that we had to change the back line so many times. That's why we're conceding chances. So how come is it that you're still conceding chances when you had that back line? How come? Where's the answers? I want my answers. I literally want my answers. So, what is it, man? It's not a player issue. I've said that so many times. The problem ain't the players. The problem is the guy coaching, and he don't know how to implement what he wants to do. He's got people running around in training, getting injuries. He's got us in the game. Everyone looks lost. They literally play like they've just met each other 2 minutes ago in the park. So that myth is debunked. I've literally just debunked another lie from him. He's talking about, the back line. Yeah, okay. The backline was injured for the majority. Doesn't change. It doesn't mean that you don't carry on playing. You still play. Liverpool literally got top 4 with 2 centre backs. It wasn't even their main centre backs. They had a different back line. I think it was last year or something where they came. Was it? I don't know. I can't remember. So yeah, that's crazy to me. Like, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And last year, low key, yeah, like I know we got 75 points and it was a good season. We got a trophy in top 4, but I'll tell you what, Rashford rescued us a lot last year. Even I don't even like Rashford like that. Yeah, I think we should sell him, but his goals last year papered over so many cracks. Literally, papered over so many cracks. It's insane. So, you had the back line you wanted. You still got slapped up. We still concede chances. I think we're literally up there with the most chances. We're conceding so many chances. Like, there's actually a stat there where there's actually a big stat. I don't know what it is. I think we conceded about 77 goals in 45 games in all competitions. A record broken since 1977 or 1978. You can actually check it. It's been reported. So that's absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And let's move on, to the whole Daniel Levy thing, yeah. This Harry Kane thing. He wanted Harry Kane, yeah. He talks about he's basically talking about Gary Neville's like, you didn't get Harry Kane. I know you wanted Harry Kane. Listen, let's not pretend like you're the only one who wanted Harry Kane. Man City wanted him. They got Haaland. Okay, you wanted Harry Kane. I can guarantee you, if he was in this team, he would probably score goals 100%, but not to the same rate as he has at Bayern Munich or at Spurs. So the problems will still be there. Putting Harry Kane into this United team will not solve the issues. He probably wouldn't even get half the goals he's getting. Rashford scored goals, yes, but his goals matched his performances too. He was shit last season. Yeah, facts. That is actually, that's literally Rashford in a nutshell. Have a 2-month purple patch, bag loads of goals, and take it away. We're seeing it. We saw it under Ranić, and we're seeing it now. Do you get what I'm saying, Richard? The guy's literally like, Rashford is so overrated. He's actually so overrated. It's crazy. I was calling it out on TikTok. I was calling it out in 2020 or 19. I was even making tweets say sell him, get rid of him. It's like no. He bags goals. Bags goals, Like, his goal record's not even that impressive. Callum Wilson outscored him last year. Cole Palmer literally broke his record in the most goals tally in the Premier League in his first season. So has Ollie Watkins. Why do we overgas these players? And we're making it out to be, we scapegoat like the likes of Sancho and stuff like that, and Casemiro, but we forget about Rashford's performances. You don't track back. I only want to play on the left. Get out of here, you absolute muppet, wants to play on the left. Who does he think he is? The guy thinks he's Messi or something, the way he's moving. I'm telling you. Like, you're literally a Rashford, yeah. You know better than... You'll be lucky to be better than Anthony Gordon or something at this point. Like, genuinely. He's a mid-table player. He's not built for United. He'll score a banger every now and then. He'll do something crazy out of nothing, but then he'll go back to his old self. He's a yo-yo. He's a yo-yo merchant. Like, that's who he is. So, I don't have time for people. I don't have time for that foolishness. Do you get what I'm saying? It's crazy. But look at that. And you know what? This is why I don't believe this whole thing about he wanted Harry Kane. The board didn't get him. Okay, well, check this out then. Check this out. Look at this. Look at this. You're all complaining about how United didn't give him Harry Kane. You absolute spazzes. The guy who literally owns Tottenham was never going to sell us to the Premier League team. rival, Premier League rival. He was never going to sell him. So that goes for Chelsea, that goes for Man City, that goes for Arsenal, that goes for United as well. So why are we playing victim? Oh, Harry Kane, we didn't sign him. Boo flipping who, mate? Look what City did. They tried to get him, failed. Next, Haaland, boom, goals. Yeah? Like, Spurs literally got rid of Harry Kane. Even flipping Richarlison's bagging goals. And he's a scrub. He's literally got like 11. Arsenal, yeah? Like, I know they were never in for him, but, bro, this whole Harry Kane thing, Harry Kane was never going to solve the problem. He would have masked the poor performances, probably with a goal here and there. You see what it is? Ten Hag is basically making excuses. He wants plasters here to cover up his shit coaching, and what he wants is not to take accountability and be like, you know what, I messed up. This is all on me. He wants bandages over the wounds that he's created. Like, make it make sense. Daniel Levy is determined not to sell Harry Kane to a Premier League rival. The proof is right in front of you. It's right in front of you. So stop it with this. We didn't get Harry Kane excuse. He was never going to join, even if we had the money. Yeah? Because if that's the case, he would have went to Man City. Because Man City tried to get him. They failed. They moved on to the next. We got in Rasmus Højlund. And you know what? You know what makes no sense? These flip-flops, yeah? This is why I don't rate this fan base. When we was linked with Harry Kane, they was talking about his injury record. Oh, he always gets the ankle injury. He's pushing 30. And I wanted Kane, by the way. He was my number one striker. They were saying, don't get him. He's too injury prone and he's old. Well, now that he's doing it at Bayern Munich, even though he was doing it at Spurs, he literally got 30 goals last year in that Spurs team. Now I don't think he's been injured once for Bayern Munich. And he had a good injury record last year. He played pretty much plus 30 games last year. I don't know what the stats are. So United fans, they complain about not getting a player, but at the same time, you was literally making excuses on why we shouldn't get him. But now that Ten Hag has messed it up, you want to shift the blame away from him and focus on the board. When he literally got Rasmus Højlund, a guy who everyone loves. I mean, not everyone, but the majority. Maybe there's people out there that don't rate him. Most of them literally like him. Young, hungry striker. 70 mil. Started off slowly. Yeah, didn't bag for like 14 games. Then he had like a purple patch, and now he's gone quiet again. But the thing is with him, he was never supposed to be the main guy leading the line. Yeah, it's because obviously Martial's injured. That was Ten Hag's guy. I like Martial, you know. If Martial was fit and available, I'm telling you, like not only his goals, yeah, but his link-up play. Even I remember the goal against Everton. Yeah, I remember the goal against Everton where he passed it to Ant and he just linked up. Even the game against Man City when he had that little cameo. Martial is massively hated, and we all know why. Yeah? Yeah, cool, we should get rid of him because he's always injured. That's fine, sell him. You can sell Martial. The problems will still be there, though. Højlund's out here struggling. So, when people said get rid of Martial, we need a new striker and it's going to improve, well, how come it's not improving then? If it's all Martial's fault, then why is... even though I don't blame Højlund, why is Højlund struggling then? If that's the case. He's out here struggling. So clearly the issue isn't a striker thing. It's never been an issue. It's never been a Martial problem. So like I said, we need a good system. We need a good manager, and that's not Ten Hag. And the quicker people see it, the better. Because I've had enough of them making flipping excuses 24/7. Oh, this or that. Cry me a flipping river, mate. Everyone faces injuries. Everyone doesn't get their first choice signings. And yeah. So yeah, I'm not trying to hear it, man. I'm genuinely not trying to hear this Harry Kane excuse. He didn't want to join. So just move on to the next. We should be getting players like Ivan Toney. Go get Ivan Toney. Yeah? He can bag goals at an age where he's in his prime. Can link up as well, strong, can bully defenders. Go get him, because Højlund ain't ready. He can come good, maybe. 100% he can. He's still a young striker, but putting all that responsibility on a guy who's literally never played in the Premier League before, he's still getting used to it. And it doesn't help playing in a disjointed team, because I can guarantee you, if he played for a team like a Villa or even a Spurs, he'd be having, or even Liverpool, he'd have way more goals to his game. 100%. Way more. If Nicholas Jackson is getting 13 goals, and I think listen, Nicholas Jackson, he ain't no finisher, yeah, but he's on 13 goals. Kai Havertz is on 12 goals. Chris Wood. Wait, is it Chris Wood or not Chris Wood? There's another player that's on like 13 goals. So I feel sorry for our strikers, innit? I feel sorry for them having to play in this absolute mess. Like, you bring in Anthony, which is fine. I mean, we needed a right winger, but it's not turned out the way how it should have. You've got Diallo, who you should be playing, but you don't play him. He literally saved you so many times, and you're literally neglecting him. Why are you neglecting him? What is wrong with you? What he's doing with Sancho, by the way, what he did with Sancho is exactly what he's doing with Diallo, 100%. And Sancho is the one that was getting the flack, and now he's balling out at Dortmund, cooking teams in the Champions League where there's big pressure. Yeah, Sancho was never the problem, and I'm actually happy he never apologized. He shouldn't have apologized. What should he apologize for? Yeah, what should he do? Why should he apologize for what? Ronaldo fell out with Ten Hag. Varane fell out with him. Casemiro, Martial. So many other players are falling out with him. He is the common denominator, and he is the common problem. He's literally the main issue at this club. Yeah, we've got other problems, yeah, but we've got Ineos, and I'm hoping and praying that they make the right decision by getting rid of him. And people will say, oh, who's the alternative? I wanted Nagelsmann. He's now the German coach or whatever. De Zerbi is off the book. I don't care. It doesn't. Go get any coach at this point. Any coach that has a game plan and a philosophy. It doesn't have to be some amazing name that we all want. Just don't get Southgate. I don't want Southgate. Forget Southgate, and I don't want Thomas Tuchel. Yeah, so just those are the options. You know, at this point, go get Ange. Why not? Go get Ange. Get him. I mean, I see him flipping shouting on his players. He's not going to get backed by Levy. So imagine Ange with this crop of players, with the backing as well. And you see, and you see how he is. He demands. He sticks by his philosophy. Go for him. There's your alternative. The ones that you keep crying about. There's your alternative. You can get Ange, De Zerbi, Inzaghi. Who else? Like, I've just named you three on the top of my head. So let's not pretend like there's not coaches out there that we can get. So, you know, obviously, now that I've covered the nonsense he mentioned, yeah, we talked about how Ten Hag wanted Harry Kane, but Harry Kane was never going to be sold to us in the first place. I think he doesn't like technically gifted players. Yeah, facts. Ahmad, Sancho, Kudus, and Ajax was a bench warmer, and Pellistri. That is 100% true, which is weird. You know what makes sense? You know what makes no sense to me, Richard? Yeah, the guy openly praised Martial last year, and rightly so. He's a technical player, and then ever since he don't play. I know he got injuries, yeah, but there was even times where he was fit and he just didn't play him. Amad Diallo is so amazing. Like, technically, yeah, he's so sick. He's a baller, genuinely. Like, what was that game where he came on and then we made the comeback with his cameo? I think Anthony got a goal against them as well. I don't remember that game. Was it? Well, I can't remember. But you can remind me. Kudus is a baller as well, 100%. Sancho, the way how we treated this guy is a disgrace. He's always been a quality player. I will never, ever, ever, ever not rate him. People will. So it's ridiculous to me. He's the only player in our front three, including Ahmad, who will always make the right choice, the right pass. They'll know when to shoot, know when to pass, when to dribble. The guy can play on both sides. He literally bossed it against PSG on the right wing. On the right, bearing in mind. On the right. And he's not, and that's not even his preferred position. That's a quality player right there. You've got Garnacho who can only play on the left. You've got Rashford who can only play on the left. That says everything, mate. Garnacho. I mean, Garnacho, he's not really that. I understand why he likes him though, but he's not top quality like a Diallo or a what's it called, or a Sancho in terms of like footballing ability. Man, it's nowhere near close. But Garnacho and Rashford probably suit this flipping counter-attack bullshit that we have in this team. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's an absolute disgrace. Which is why, when we're linked with Elise, I'm just thinking to myself, Elise is another technical player. He will get absolutely destroyed in this setup, you know. Because I see how Palace play, and it's completely... I'll tell you what, they actually know how to pass. So, with Elise, we might actually ruin him. And then what's going to happen is that, Elise is not good enough. And then he'll start to ball out somewhere else. Crazy. That is crazy. It was the Liverpool game. He took us to the semis. Yeah, there you go then. The Liverpool game. Boss, like, he literally, saved his job, pretty much. And what does he get in return? Sitting on the bench. Crazy. Garnacho is slowly turning into Rashford. If you look at it. Yeah, and arguably worse. Arguably worse, because this is the problem when you overgas the wrong players. Do you get what I'm saying? This whole thing about Ronaldo celebrations, Ronaldo boxes, Ronaldo this, Ronaldo that, like, I don't get. He's got so much arrogance in it. Like, I even see him liking tweets about Ten Hag, which is kind of mad. Like, I don't know, man. He is turning into Rashford. He is, and he needs to relax because he ain't a star boy. He's not a star boy like that. And if you think about it, if you compare Garnacho at 18 or 19 right now, and you compare him to Rashford was way better, and it wasn't even close. And that's coming from someone who don't rate Rashford, which is crazy. Rashford was literally better than him. So Garnacho, I don't know who he thinks he is in it. Like, he's moving a bit mad these days. That's what happens, isn't it? We're a commercial club, you know. I'm pretty sure he's got mad shirts, so he sells us a lot of shirts, and that's probably why he plays so many games. You know, because let's be honest, Ten Hag, he doesn't reward players based on performances. Because if that was the case, he would be dropping certain players and playing the ones that do deserve it. But he don't play Ahmad. He persists with Garnacho. He persists with Anthony. Yeah, he dropped Anthony every now and then, but how many times did it take him to do that? Do you hear it? So yeah, man, like, we need to watch out. And I make the point about Kobe. We need to watch out for Kobe, man, because that guy is so good. That's what you call a real star boy right there. He's a proper good player. We just need to put him in the right environment, right system, so he can flourish. And that goes for most players. And I'm talking about the technical ones too. Because Dallo's been our best player. He's literally been our best player this year. So yeah. I'm gonna talk about the Palace game here and just give you my thoughts on it, because this is mad. This ain't the lineup. This isn't the lineup. This is not gonna be the lineup. But we're not winning this game. And if we do, it's gonna be one of them games where we get outplayed and we steal a result. Because if you look at it, the Palace game, I think they've only lost against Man City with that new manager, and they lost only 2. I don't think they lost that many. They beat West Ham. They've beaten some big teams. They got Elise balling out. They got Eze balling out. Mateta balling out. And yeah, while we're struggling for our lives to flip and keep in to pass, we're literally struggling to pass, struggling to track back, struggling to break, struggling to create chances. I mean, we're struggling to flip in, keep it compact in the midfield. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I'm not confident, man. let's see. Glasner inherited Palace from Roy Hodgson. That team was dead, but look at the football they played in the space of a few months, and we haven't seen Ten Hag in 2 years. Richard, you know what? Big up to you, Richard, and shout out to you because you are spitting absolute facts today. Yeah, like you said, within months he implemented it. He doesn't need this player. Oh, I didn't get that player. I need 400 mil. I need good structure. I need good this. He went straight into business and was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this my way. And look what he's doing. He's reaping the rewards. So this is why I'm telling you, Richard. Elise is literally gonna die in this team if we get him, and I want him, but it's the wrong club for him. Ten Hag, that isn't the issues the players are. I disagree with that. How is it the players' fault? How is it the players' fault? He literally bought these players. So what are you talking about? He brought in Onana. He brought in Lissandro. He brought in Malacia. He brought in Mason Mount, Anthony, Højlund. He made Bruno captain. He gave Garnacho the new contract. He plays Kobe. He plays Casemiro. Like, how it's his team. If he can't get the best out of the team that he has created, then it's not the player's issue. It's his issue. Because I'm seeing average teams in the Premier League, in the bottom half especially, playing good football. We have a decent squad. We literally do have a decent squad. So, like I said, Pro07, big up for commenting, yeah? But how is it the player's fault? Like, you're supposed to be coaching these players. You're supposed to... Don't tell me they're not uncoachable. Casemiro was fairly coachable. Casemiro you can coach. Varane you can coach. Dalot you can coach. You can coach so many of these players. So what's the issue then? What's actually the issue? Like, how can you be given so many tools to your disposal, yeah, and not get the best out of it when you've literally coached them in the past? Anthony, as an example. Does that make sense? Am I going mad here or something? Because, like, it's crazy. You know what it is, Richard? You know players like Musiala, Foden, Pedri. You know them technical players that are really good. Even what's his name? Who else? Sancho. I can guarantee, put them in this United team, they won't flourish. They won't. This United team is not set out. This United team isn't built to improve technically sound footballers. We failed Pogba, failed Martial, failed Sancho, failed Juan Mata, and who else have we failed? Yeah. So, there you go. Those players deserved way better. Way better. 100% they deserved way better. Because, like, our best football literally came with Pogba, Martial. Pogba, when he was under Oli, under Jose as well, even though that flipping fraud, Jose, played him at CDM, played him in a double pivot when he's literally an attacking 8. Can you imagine? You've got Eriksen as well. Pro 07, he brought in Eriksen too. There's another player that Ten Hag wanted when he also played at Ajax. He's brought in so many ex-Ajax players and he cannot get them to play football, which means he is the issue and he needs binning. The United team is built for the Bruno long ball and pace merchants. Think about it. Why do players like Rashford get in behind, Bruno long ball pass, Garnacho uses his pace? It's literally not built. It's not built for Sancho. That's not how. Look at how Dortmund play. I was watching that game. The way Dortmund move and pass the ball suits Sancho to a T. Perfect for him. How do you expect ball-playing footballers, yeah, who literally thrive when they have the ball and you give them freedom? How do you expect those players to do amazing in a team that hardly dominates possession and hardly creates chances and they can barely pass? It's a recipe for it's it's an accident waiting to happen. Do you get what I'm saying? So you're spot on. The United team is built for that, Bruno. Ten Hag has built the team around Bruno Fernandes and Rashford, and that was the biggest mistake he could have done. He shouldn't have given Bruno the freedom. Yeah, people will talk about his stats, but forget about the stats. I don't care about the stats or chances created, whatever. I don't care about that stuff. Yeah, in possession, he's not good. He's a very, very, very erratic player. Just because you get a goal and an assist and you've got so many, just because you've got like goals and assists, it don't make you an amazing player. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Sunshine. I big up Sunshine, man. Listen, Sunshine's a legend. Everyone, there's 4 people here. Go subscribe to her. She's a legend, man. Proper real one. Supporting everyone. Listen, there's so many. Listen, it's my first stream. It's my first stream in about 2 years. So if I'm stuttering so much, listen, I'm only getting used to it. My internet's moving mad. My mic is glitching out. But we still move. See? Look at me. Ten Hag. Bro, I don't have the best equipment. And I'm still doing my job. Why can't you do it? Why can't you get the players that you brought in to do the job? Nah, you're a real one. And so are you, Sunshine, man. So are you. Genuinely. Let's answer this guy. Decent squad. 65 injuries cases over a season. Yeah, he got his players. Lissandro, Onana, Rasmus, Malacia, Eriksson, all the other players you can name. But how many of them were consistently available? They were available. Eriksson was available. Eriksson was available. He don't play Eriksson. Rasmus has been available and he still plays him. So Onana's available, so he still plays. Onana's always been a goalkeeper. It's only Malacia and Lissandro who have picked up injuries in the list that you've just named. And you got to look at it like this. If we're picking up so many injuries in this team, especially in training, then there's a problem with the training and what Ten Hag is doing. He's either overtraining them and running these players into the ground, or it's something else. It's abnormal to pick up that many injuries. So it's definitely something to do with training. Yeah, you can have your opinion as well, bro. Like I'm not closed-minded to hear other people's opinions, but I believe in what I think in it. So like, I just don't believe in these Ten Hag inners and the way they make excuses. Do you get what I'm saying? That's asking too much of Ten Hag. Let's be real. Now that's hilarious, you know. That's hilarious. We're asking too much, Sunshine, man. We're asking too much. All I want to see is my team play good football. I'm not even asking him to win the Premier League or the Champions League, but he can't even do that. But going back to the injuries thing, yeah, he faced a lot of injuries, but I've just told you a game. You know what? Let me get this up, by the way, just to prove to you. Yeah, let me just get this up real quick. Hold on, let me get it up. Where's the game where there's literally a game where we played against Spurs. Hold on a minute. We literally played Spurs with the back line that you were talking about, Lissandro, and we still lost. We literally still lost. Where is it? Now I'm gonna get it up. Just bear with me, guys. Yeah. Because I had it before. Oh, there it is. Found it. I found it. Look at this. 1 second, yeah. Share screen. Let me show you prior. I want to show you this. I want to actually show you this. Look. This is the team that we lost to, Tottenham. And look at the back line. We still lost. We literally still lost, man. Crazy. It's crazy. Am I lagging out, by the way? Bro, I'm lagging out like crazy. Ten Hag is trying to shut me down, man. He's trying to shut me down. But yeah, my predictions for the Palace game. Eriksson available. What are you talking about? Let's see what he's saying. Guys, just tell me about my mic and tell me about if I'm lagging out or not, because I want to know if I am or not. Eriksson available, but in those places, will he play, bro? will you bench Kobe? We'll play him in the 10 instead of Bruno, or in CDM position. You're right about some points, but not on all. I hear what you're saying, Ericsson. The thing is with Ericsson, yeah, he is. I think he is available. Hold on, let's check. Let's check out. Wait, you won't bench Kobe. No, you don't. It's not. It's not about benching Kobe. It's not about benching him. The problem isn't the midfielders and who we're playing. It's the setup of the team. Big up, bro. Is that Ziad? Yeah. Now, legend. Big up to you, man. Bro, I'm lagging. Oh, am I lagging? By the way, am I lagging? I think I'm lagging in it. I don't know if I put in I don't think. Apparently, my mic sounds dodgy as well. Apparently, my mic sounds dodgy, man. Flipping hell. Ericsson available in whose place will you play, bro? A little bit. Yeah, man. But yeah. I would genuinely, do you know who I'd play? I'd play Kobe in the 8. I'd put Casemiro in the 6. And I'd play, and I'd probably play like, I don't know, you know, Ericsson, Kobe, Casemiro. That's enough. You've got someone sitting, you've got someone who can do everything, and you've got someone who can, with the range of passing in Ericsson. There's enough legs, Kobe, Casemiro. You can defend as a team and do that. That's what I would personally do. I'd drop Bruno. You know, try it out. What's the harm in it? But yeah, big up, yeah. Make sure you subscribe. And the shout out to everyone. And I'll do more videos in it. I will do more videos. Take care.